Hello, you fabulous people. Whoa. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. I feel alive again, finally. 1 week today was the surgery, and I am feeling great so far. Oh, God, what a journey it's been, though. Like, holy moly. So, I'm just going to go through an update on, like, how everything was in the hospital, my recovery so far, and all the nooks and crannies. Like, girl, sit down. Let's make a coffee. Or in my case, I'm having my protein water. So, let's talk. Tuesday, January 13th was my surgery day. Memories. But anyway, a week ago, got to the hospital at 6:30 because that's when they ask you to go in. Waited 2 hours. 2 hours in the waiting room to be admitted to the hospital. And I'm like, girl, I could have got some extra beauty sleep, but no, they wanted me there at 6:30. So anyway, that was a bit of a struggle because I had my husband and my 2 kids, and it's just sort of like, they don't want to leave you there by yourself, and you're just like, go, but they just want to stay. So it's sort of like so boring for them. What's on TV in the waiting room? Sunrise. So exciting for kids. But anyway, 8:30 was when I was formally admitted into like the pre-op area. Got my sexy outfit on, I got my matching stockings, and very high fashion. But yeah, and then they did like a couple of tests like ECG to make sure my heart was fine, blood pressure, all of those fun bits. And then I just waited in there for about, I'd say about half an hour, like not too long. It was pretty good. And then I got wheeled into the that like little tiny room before you go into the operating theatre. So I wheeled in there. They took my weight, which I lost 6 kilos, by the way, before the operation. Thank you. But yeah, they took my weight. The anaesthetist came in and did my IV cannula thing. And then what else? Oh, that was pretty much it. And then the surgeon came in and sort of had a bit of a blurb to me, like, are you ready? And like, you okay? And blah, blah, blah. Just checking in on me. So that was really cool. Got up, walked in, and it was hilarious because one of my nurses' names was Pickles. And that was the most amazing moment because I thought, am I going loopy from all of the drugs? And I had to make sure. I was like, did you say your name was Pickles? And she said yes. My father was obsessed with pickles and named me Pickles. So I was like, cool, love it, obsessed. Pickles is the name. Love it. So that was really funny. And then lied down. And then I was having a chat to all the nurses, and the anaesthetist came over with his mask and just said, okay, sleepy time. I'm like, okay, so we don't want to have a conversation, okay, bye. So just fell asleep. That's the last thing I remember. And then waking up in recovery. Oh, let me take a sip first. Oh, it was absolute hell waking up in the recovery. Not gonna lie, it was so I don't know, not coming out of the anesthetics, that was fine. Like, what's with this hair? Anyway, now this side's going down. Anyway, waking up out of the anesthetics was fine. Like, that process was fine, but it was just the pain. The pain was just unreal. The nurse that was next to me kept telling me that she had given me stuff and I couldn't have any more stuff for another half an hour, whatever it is. And I'm sure she was doing her job, that's fine. But the amount of pain that I felt during that time was just unreal. You've been stabbed 5 times in your tummy, basically. Let's be real. And it just freaking hurt. I'm not going to lie. So that was a bit of a struggle. I I think I was chasing the pain. They weren't on top of the pain, and it just, oh my God, it was horrible. Anyway, so half an hour had lapsed. They gave me something for the pain, which subsided it a little bit, but didn't completely go away. So it was like, oh, just horrible. So went from recovery. I was in recovery for about 3 hours, and then went to my room, and then I pretty much literally slept the whole rest of the day, night. Second day, woke up, not too bad. It was just, yeah, still a lot of pain. I reckon days 1 to 3 were the worst for me. Like, I don't know what others experience, but my experience, days 1 to 3, absolute write-off. Not in the land of living. Very, very painful. So I felt like, you know, you were chasing the pain all the time. Like, every time they'd give you painkillers, it would just last like half an hour, and then the pain would return. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I had some lovely nurses. So after the first 3 days, like, you know, all I felt like was ice chips. Like, you don't feel like, you're not hungry, you're not anything. And like they give you protein waters and like these recovery drinks that are quite thick. You would have to water them down because they're too thick for your first stage. But they taste like ass. I'm not going to be blunt. Oh, sorry. I am going to be blunt. But they taste like ass. So I just focused on my protein waters and the Gatorades that I had, and water. So that's all I felt like. And then ice chips. Ice chips were amazing. So I just had ice chips pretty much. And then I got discharged. Everything was fine. Day 4, I started to feel back to the land of living. That was when that sweet spot where you're just like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm back in the land of living. Like, you know, I cooked my family's dinner and my broth, and you know, I did a load of laundry, but like I had to get someone to get the laundry out of the tub and then sit it on something so I could put it on clothes horses inside. I love to put my clothes outside in the sun so they get the nice, you know, fresh smell, but beggars can't be choosers at the moment, and I can only do what I can do. But my husband has been amazing, great support system. He's been doing all of the other stuff, vacuuming, you know, whatever, like mowing the lawns, things like that. Just doing all of those hard things that I can't do at this stage. So, yeah. Liquid stage is the absolute worst stage for me. In amongst all this journey. So I started December 29th. On the pre-op diet, which was like restricted, low carb, very low energy diet, blah, 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 to this liquid stage. Now, this liquid stage, when I was at day 4, I was starting to get really hungry. Like, you know, everywhere you look, there's recipes for food, there's ads for food, there's like talks of food, your family's eating in front of you, like whatever the case may be, but it's just like you are ravenous, like you just want to eat. The worst stage for me, I've got to say, first of all, the first 3 days painful, and then day 4 onwards you're just starving. Yeah, it is what it is. You get. I'm excited for the next stage, absolutely, because I'll get some normal food at least. But I do have a doctor's review tomorrow, and you do have to speak with your doctor, and they need to check you over and all of that kind of stuff before you move over to your next phase. So here's hoping that they're happy with everything and everything's going well, and then I can come back and eat. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me again. I've had a blast doing this. Like, I'm so excited to do these video diaries, and I hope you guys are having an absolute massively amazing day. All right, bye.